Yeah. Oh yeah, that's,
like,
I know, I have roots so bad. Look at them. It's gray and this weird brown color that I don't recall.
Have you gotten a gray hair that's not on your head yet?
No, but I'm kind of scared for that moment.
I shouldn't tell you this. I had one in my nose one time.
How did you find it?
It was like right there in the front. It was screaming at me, and I had to run home and tweeze it. And like, there's the pain of tweezing a nose hair. Our Zoom Minisodes is turning into my oversharing platform. Oh, well, welcome to the Haunted AF Minisode. Actually, hang on. I gotta turn on the fan. It's really, really hot in here.
I was like, do you have to go to the bathroom? I always assume that's where you're going.
Wouldn't it be funny if I just took the computer in with me and like set it on my lap and kept going?
That's happened to someone already.
What?
Have you not seen that video? Yes, there's a meeting of like, I don't know, 15 people. She got up and like took it into the bathroom with her laptop, set it on the floor, perfect angle up into where she's peeing. And everybody's like, yeah, and then she realizes it and she slams the thing shut real quick.
Wait, there's a video of it? You've seen this?
Yeah, you have to Google it. It's hilarious.
The one I heard of this morning, one of my girlfriends was like, y'all, my husband's in a Zoom chat right now, and one of the guy's wives just walked through naked. My other girlfriend said, well, you know, just yesterday, one of my daughters was doing a Zoom meeting with some of her classmates, and I walked through in my pajamas holding a handle of vodka.
Like, the alcohol sales have like skyrocketed. Texas is in like 4th place for people drinking at work right now.
I'm doing my part. I want you to know.
Are you?
Yes. Every day when I go out to thank you. When I go out to recycling and I dump out the recycling bin,
the bottles just clank, clank, clank.
It's like 1,000 ships being christened.
Well, here's the thing. There are no rules anymore, and it's all we have, okay? We have our comfy pajamas, and we have wine, and leave us alone.
Why are places closing the liquor stores?
So apparently, like, New Mexico is shut down from liquor stores, and Texas is now smuggling alcohol across the border to New Mexico.
There you go. There's a great way to make money right now. So we had something really fun planned today.
I think it was fun for us.
Well, I was going to wear my wedding dress. It still sort of fits. It's a little tight in the waist, but then it's really baggy in the boobs, which just—
What happened? I'm bummed for you.
Nursing 2 babies, that kind of—
You should blame your kids then. You go tell them right now.
I already did. I actually already did. I realized how much I hated my wedding dress.
Oh, sad. When we get out of quarantine, we're going to go look at dresses just for fun and try them on.
My 20th wedding anniversary is coming up.
Yes.
Maybe I'm going to get a new wedding dress.
Boom. Do it. I'm serious.
Because Rebecca, when I was complaining to you about it, you sent me a picture of you in your wedding dress.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you bitch.
I'm sorry.
That's how it should be, though. Like, you should look back at your pictures and be like, oh, I loved my dress. It's so
No,
cute.
I still love that dress.
So do you have any scary stories? We're supposed to be—
Oh, yeah, that's what we do, isn't it? Do you ever have dreams where you're like, you can't figure out if they're real or not? Like, did it actually happen, or was it a dream kind of a situation? I had one recently that I'm like, I think I was awake. I'm pretty sure I was awake, but I don't 100% know if I was awake. I can't remember a whole lot about it other than the fact that I was awake and my face was being pushed into the pillow and I couldn't breathe.
You were getting probed.
Yes. No. So the chick that was doing this to me was like the little girl from The Ring, but like an old lady version of her. And she had really long, skinny, gray, bony fingers. Her hair was like long, black in her face, kind of, you know, like this. And she was just shoving me into the pillow. I fully felt awake because I remember like struggling for air and being like, oh my gosh, I cannot lift my head up out of this pillow. I'm going to die this way. And then it was like black and wake up the next morning. All fine and good.
Well, I'm glad she didn't kill you.
It felt so real.
I've had 2 instances kind of like that. One was when I was laying in my bed in our old house. I woke up because I felt fingers tickling the bottom of my foot. I had my foot on top of the, yeah, exactly. And I felt this like, and I woke up thinking like, did I just wait a minute? I was alone. There was no one in the room. And then I had another one years later where in my sleep, something was pinching my leg so hard. I was like, that's going to leave a mark. And I jumped up in my sleep and sat up. And it was like, for a second, my leg still hurt.
Yeah.
But it all went away.
Like, do you think it's possible, like, that there's some sort of crossover?
I think anything's possible. I mean,
I do too. That's true.
I mean, clearly both of us, you know, we believe in the paranormal and all of that's possible.
Right.
I also think our brain is so strong and that it's very possible that it can convince us that things are happening and that we can feel pain.
What about the pinch though? Did you ever have a mark? Did you look to see?
No mark. I looked immediately. Scary story I was going to tell is not like a supernatural scary story. It's just like a real scary thing that happened to me a long time
ago. That's okay.
And like,
this is the Zoom version of Haunted AF. No rules.
It was my very first radio job in Charleston, South Carolina, 96th grade. And I was having to do overnights because I was brand spanking new. So I had finished my overnight shift and I came home, and I think it was like 4 o'clock in the morning. So it was still pitch black outside. Charleston, South Carolina is beautiful unless you're poor. I lived in this like really crappy apartment in an area called West Ashley. So I got home and I was walking up to go up the stairs to go to my apartment, and I heard a woman, and right there next to our parking lot was a fence, and there was this line of trees behind the fence. So it was like, and I could hear a woman going, "No, stop, please stop." And so I ran down the steps and I went to the fence, and I could hear leaves rustling and stuff. And she was like crying. She was like, no, please stop. What? But she wasn't like screaming. And I went, "Where are you?" And then everything just stopped. Like it went completely silent. So I went running back upstairs and I called the police and I told them what was happening. And no lie, there were 6 cop cars there within 10 minutes. And they went all through those woods and they couldn't find anything. What? And they said odds are when you spoke up, they got her out of there. And so the next day I went back out there during the daylight, and I realized it looks like dense woods, but it's actually just like a strip of trees. And then there was a neighborhood on the other side, and there was a road over there. So if someone had a woman in there and realized it wouldn't take much to get them in a car and get them out of there. But I like watched the news. I checked the newspaper.
Trying to see if there was anything.
And nothing. And that was it. And I've always wondered, like, what did I hear? It was real. It was real. It was a struggle. It was a woman in trouble. And I have no idea.
Oh, well, I hope she was okay.
I hope she was too.
You have some good creeper stories. I don't have anything good like that. Wait, I have one from my childhood that was kind of funny.
Okay, tell it.
My brother and my dad were gone hunting for the weekend. I was upstairs asleep, and my mom was on the couch watching TV, and she said she had one of those moments where, like, the hair starts raising on the back of her neck, right?
Yeah.
The couch that she's sitting on has a row of windows behind it. So she turns around, and there's 2 eyes looking straight up into her window.
No!
Watching her watch TV, and she's like, OMG. So when he sees her, they make eye contact, and I guess he runs off. And did she call the police? No. Instead, she called my grandma, my dad's mom, who came over. She had like a giant gun in her purse, sat on the couch all night long, like locked and loaded.
I got my granny cannon.
She's like, "You come on back, I dare you."
But they never caught him. They never pulled it out.
Once my grandma got there, my mom called the police, and like they came to the door, and they looked in the backyard, and there wasn't anybody. There was signs that somebody had been like in the bushes back there.
Yeah.
But they were like, odds are it's just a peeping Tom.
I had one time when I was still doing morning radio, and there was one time that I got on the road, and I always had this thing where I would think like, wait, did I forget to shut the garage? And I would have I would loop back around to make sure I had shut the garage. So I pull up into the alley, and there was a man on a bicycle sitting in our driveway. I had only been gone less than a minute, and he's just sitting there in our driveway, but it was dark enough that I couldn't make out features or anything. Yeah. And we both just sat there for a second, and he waved at me, and I'm like, the hell with that. I called the cops anyway. I was like,
of course,
there's some creeper in my driveway. This is what just happened. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why anybody would be on their bike in my driveway at 4 o'clock in the morning. So he gets my number. 5 minutes later, the cop calls me back, and he's like, Mrs. Fisk, we found your perpetrator. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, it's just a little old man. And he said that he rides his bike around your neighborhood every day. He says he sees you all the time. And then I remember he's this old guy that rides his bike everywhere all the time.
But I called the cops on a sweet senior.
Well, but at the same time, I'm like, even though he's old, it doesn't mean he's not a creeper. Like,
no, that is kind of weird. Why is he out riding his bike at 4 a.m.? It's dangerous during those hours.
Yeah, you might run across a crazy old white woman like me who's going to call the cops on you. Pull a full-blown Karen, like, there's someone in my driveway.
I love that you just said you pulled a full-on Karen. Can I please see the manager?